Hello, we're back. It's Matt, it's Clark. We're back
What's
with
up?
episode 5 of the Chair Company Rewatch. And this is quite the episode indeed. I think, yeah. Any broad thoughts on this episode?
We got a lot. Our cast of main characters, maybe you'd say, added a fellow. I don't know if he's gonna stick around, but we went from a duo to a trio doing the investigating for at least a little bit.
Right.
We ended on a high note, and we'll get to that. I loved the music in this episode. That was one thing I took away. I thought they used great music.
That's true. Yeah. It does have some nice little needle drops. And then, I don't know. Just in general, this is the episode where my very first watch, I was like, okay, I need to like, this is not a casual watch anymore. Like, there's too much. This is so chaotic. I have to like actually figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, they started cooking with gas for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
We jump into another gear, but all right, then let's get into it then. So
Yes.
Obviously, last episode we get the call from Steven, I think is his name. I found Ken Tucker. I got him right here. And then so that's where we kind of jump right in here. They're on the way to wherever Steven's got Ken Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
And then so they get to the bar and it's just Ken Tucker's face on some random picture touchscreen game at the bar, which is funny.
Find the difference right too, which right, I have never seen a video game find the difference. I mean, I've seen it in like comics or newspapers when I was like a kid or something, but this
right. So,
and the difference was it was Ken Tucker smiling and then he was like grimacing in the Humpty Dumpty costume. Not a difficult find the difference game, but
no,
lots of beautiful women in there. So
funny premise. Yeah, Mike is absolutely enthralled with some of the models on there. But yeah, so that's where they have Ken Tucker. Apparently, his face is on this random game at the bar. Not that helpful. And so Ron's talking a little bit more to Steven, and it's kind of becoming evident that his theories may be blown up a bit, which so that's kind of the first thing in this episode is like we made a lot of ground on potential theories of this whole thing, and then we kind of take a couple steps back. It's like, all right, it's not any of that stuff, but I guess we have some more information.
So that's what I was curious about. Basically, the main thing that dumps the theory was that like Ron says, "Where are all the hydraulic levers?" and Steven just goes, "I promise you the hydraulic levers are there." And
right. Yeah.
Did I miss something more than that? Because to me, I was just like, why does Ron still just believe Steven? I mean, this guy was gullible enough to work nude for a few weeks, you know?
Right. No, totally fair. I guess in Ron's mind, for some reason, he just is like, well, it's not that, so it can't be, nothing I know is right, is kind of how he takes it. But you're totally right. Like, he could be super close, or maybe Steven, why do we believe Steven? Exactly. That's a good thought.
And this is the guy who just got done telling us his big revenge plan was to, take his excrement and return it to him.
And which the guy who can't even speak loud enough at the bar.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. Yeah, right. The first time I watched it, I didn't catch on right away. I was like, what the heck? Why can't I hear this? Like, I was like cranking up the volume.
Yeah. That's good.
Funny.
And it's a funny opposite foil to Ron often reacting by screaming. So I liked that they're playing with the volume a little bit and giving us the other side of that.
Yeah. But then, so later that night, actually, I mean, Mike stays and is grinding on the game.
Yes.
And he sends Ron a photo. He said, "Hey, I won, zoom in." Sick for Mike. But on the zoom in, you can see the credits for who played Humpty Dumpty. And so we get Oliver Problo. We got a name. We got the actor / model. So we know, okay, let's go find this guy.
And shout out to the game for having the artistic integrity enough to credit its actors. It'd be an easy one to just be like, nah, they're not getting credits. We're going right back to this the top screen so we can get more coins in this game.
Right. No, we
But
love that. We love giving credit where credit's due. Okay, so in the morning, Ron kind of breaks the news to Natalie about, I guess, the plan being wrong, as Natalie and Tara are dropping the family off from staying at their place. And he also gets a call from the inspector that they found some new bugs that he's never seen before. So that's an interesting, quick note that we get.
And I think it is a good note that there's probably not some board of people who approve what gets named what, especially a lot of things have been named for, like Halley's Comet, or is it Halley's Comet? Either way.
Haley, yeah.
Haley, the astronomer who found it, someone's got to name it. I don't know if the board of astronomy decided that, so sure, name your bug.
Right, so let's take our opportunity here, name some new bugs. And then also new is Douglas is back at work, but he's in a wheelchair. So he kind of has a moment with everyone. I did a lot of thinking under that refrigerator, and he's obviously feeling guilty about the party. Everyone's like, whatever, Douglas, it's nice you're back. But he's back, and he has a fixation on the ADA compliance of the malls.
Yes,
and he's gonna make sure that Ron is not cutting corners on this, because we know he would. Or Douglas,
and then Ron is like,
thinks he would.
How long are you going to be in the wheelchair? Which maybe he thinks if Douglas is not in the wheelchair, he will just kind of forget about his new ADA passion, which may be reasonable.
Seems
Douglas
valid.
doesn't seem to be that something he's cared about before, and now he is researching that people need to pick up their bags in the workplace so that he can he can push through. And then Douglas says, "I'll be in here for 2 to 8 months," which I just thought that was
it's up to me. It's kind of up to me.
I just really 2 to 8 months is a great time frame.
Right.
So I was thinking about this, Clark. If my question to you, if a refrigerator fell on you, as in your current physical state, as an athletic young man, do you think you could get out from under it? Because I maybe foolishly think that it wouldn't be that hard.
I also think that. Right. Maybe we're privileged in that way. We're ableist, perhaps, in that way.
And Douglas, he's older. Maybe his muscles have atrophied a little bit, but especially because it's fall. There's like a lever kind of situation where you can.
That's what I'm imagining is we have leverage on our side. The only thing is, if somehow it fell and you are now at the pinch point, maybe that changes things. Maybe it's maybe we're not thinking of all the possibilities here. But no, I like to think it'd be much easier, especially if your life depended on it, or you're scrapping for frozen food. I think you could probably wiggle out of there.
Yeah.
But hey, props to him. I mean, he's a warrior.
That's right. No, I mean, he didn't even have choice of food. And once I start eating a frozen uncooked chicken tender, I feel like I'd have the will to survive to get out of there. But he did get out. So some power
he got
to
out. Right. So I mean, he proved you right. Like, you can get out. I mean, maybe it takes longer than you might think, but
and maybe it needs someone to come check on you, wellness check.
Right.
Maybe we should all do this.
He didn't get himself out, I guess, Lewis, but
well, we don't know. Maybe Lewis came and saw him and was like, "All right, time to get out." And then Lewis may not have helped. You never know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe we learned something new at some point where Lewis is taking credit for something. Yeah. Okay. So then we get another Yeti thermos call, and Mike has found Oliver Problo. It's a bit of a drive. It's a different part of the state. But Ron's going, and he's going to skip work. Comes up with some excuse to Becca, and he's going to go. Becca's like, yeah, sure, fine. She thinks it's work related. Go do it. But she kind of has some sort of like ominous, hints us to some sort of ominous meeting. Like, yeah, but we need to meet. We'll wait till Jeff's back. Yada yada. I wouldn't want to hear that message, but so there's something coming in the workplace that
she basically gave him the worst possible most stressful possible way to deliver this kind of thing. I mean,
Yeah.
even if my best friend, who I trusted more than anyone else, told me this, I would be like, we're cooked. Whatever's about to it's going to suck.
It was not sounding great.
And if my boss told me this, I would basically I would just like start looking for jobs.
You know what?
On the spot.
I'll quit before we get there.
I'll save you the effort, whatever.
Save you the breath.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets that. He is obviously, a little bit taken aback by it, but he's got other stuff to worry about until then. He goes and meets up with Mike at his apartment. Place is crazy.
This is an all-time. This is an all-time scene.
It's nasty. The neighbors are loud. He's got the podcast roaring.
He's lip syncing to the comedy podcast.
Yeah. There's a moment I was like, wait, is he saying that? Oh no, he just knows it line for line. Okay. Insane place of to live.
How much money would you live here for free, or would someone have to pay you to live here full time?
Are all the extracurricular things going on? Okay, I have to listen to the podcast.
Maybe not 24/7, but at whatever regular intervals that Mike would be listening to his stuff.
Yeah.
And the neighbors would be yelling
for free. I mean, I would not pay a dime to do that, but for free, like, come on, it's a roof over your head. But you got to
look at barf in the sink,
right? Barf in the sink. Yeah, it'd be tough. It's not ideal. So, but Mike got in contact with Oliver Pablo, and he says that he and Ron are fans, and that's why they want to meet up. And so they hit the road, and on the road there are a couple funny conversations about the gray beef meatballs, a couple other random things that Mike's thinking about food. Oh yeah, the chicken tenders. He's talking about he should have had the chicken tenders, even though it obviously made him a bit sick. Yeah. So yeah. But they're on their way to meet Oliver, and so they find him. They meet him at the bar, and this bar is also quite the place. But Oliver is also like an insane character. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a character like him. He's like this like crazy performative, like oversharer, like aspiring actor. Loves to tell like sing-songy stories. Like, it's such a funny character.
It's kind of like a character from like a David Lynch situation, like Twin Peaks or something, turned up to like 11, where a lot of David Lynch characters are not necessarily understated, but they're not like screaming like this, but they are weird and like have these really weird quirks about them. And this is just like that, which honestly, you could probably give that to a lot of Tim Robinson characters.
Yeah.
He is a bizarre fellow,
but he
fits right in.
Right, he does. And so it's revealed that Oliver he took those pictures at a Life of the Party class that he was in, where they were doing a photo shoot. He didn't know what it was for, so he doesn't know anything about Red Ball Media Group. So a bit of another dead end there. We knew that Red Ball Media Group was kind of a sham of a company, but now we don't know anyone associated with it at all. Because Ken Tucker is definitely not this guy. If he's someone, we don't know who he is. We're, kind of losing some of our threads here. But we do learn that he might remember the lady who was there to take the photos. So that's another something to chase.
And that is meanwhile, a long way around to get there.
Right. And it's going to be quite the battle to actually get there. But all the while at the bar, we get introduced to another conflict, and it's this crazy guy with his sleeve almost touching the soup. And it gets escalated beyond what you would even believe. So Ron alerts this guy that his sleeve is potentially going to go into the soup, and he takes offense to it. He's like, "Hey, get out of my business. What, mind your own business." Ron's like, "Oh, sorry, just thought I'd tell you."
Very perceptive from Ron too. I mean,
great, good eye,
bold. I probably, if I'd seen that, I probably would have, I don't know, just been placed a bet with one of my friends,
maybe
and be
bit my tongue. Yeah,
over under until that guy's sleeve gets in the soup.
But trying to do a nice thing, but this guy takes offense to it and then doesn't drop it. He keeps confronting Ron over and over again, bringing people over, saying, "Hey, here's what's his Henry, helpful Henry or something. he's helpful Henry." I don't think that's quite right, but he's causing a scene about this thing, and Ron is it doesn't quite know what to do. And then we go back with Oliver, and he's trying to think of what the lady's name is that took the photos. And again, he's like creating this long story about it, and like can never get to the end of it. Can't get any information out of this guy. But he finally digs deep enough in his brain to remember he emailed back and forth with this lady over 500 times trying to get the pictures, and he remembers her name is Maggie S, but he can't remember the S. But it is on his iPad back at his house. So now that's the next stage. Like, let's get back to the house and let's figure out what this lady's name is so I can continue this thing. But not so fast. Oliver needs to take a hit of Coke because this is a Coke bar. Everyone in here is a Coke head. So Oliver's got to get one last fix in before they take off.
Which who among us has not been there before? That's
right. I mean, that's
as relatable as it gets.
Universal experience.
Yes.
So Oliver goes to the bathroom, gets his fix, but he pays for the Coke in Monopoly money or fake money or something.
He said Scrooge money. Yeah,
Scrooge money. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess huge plot hole here that I didn't mention. Oliver's Scrooge. So that's his recent gig.
Yeah. He stays sharp as Scrooge when he's not performing, just to really make sure he's not losing the Scroogeisms.
Right. Earlier that night, I think he had a big Scrooge performance, so that's why he's got Scrooge bucks on him.
Yeah.
But while Oliver's away, that's enough time for the fellow with the sleeves and the crazy forehead dent, which is like that was a bit of a jump scare as well. This guy has a piece of his skull missing on his forehead, and seemingly
I'm not
could
touch
his brain. Yeah. It's I don't know if this is actually how this guy looks. The actor, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but it is quite the look he has. But he is officially confronted and like really coming after Ron, trying to fight seemingly. And he gets up in Ron's face, and Ron hits the dent. He's looking at the dent. The guy's in his face. He does an impulsive thing, and he smacks the dent. Maybe like your initial thought is, did Ron just kill this guy? So chaos.
Anything
ensues.
can happen with that dent. Anything.
Yeah, oh gosh. But needless to say, all this happening at the same time, chaos ensues. They have to flee the scene.
And someone also take a with Mike. Mike does have an antagonist here. That one, I think they were just like, we need Mike to also have a guy.
Right. Mike's going to have someone after him as well.
Yeah.
But so, yeah.
That one's just Mike's anti-selfie, I guess.
Yeah. So, between the paying for the cocaine and fake money, the hitting the guy in the dent, we need to get out of here fast. We need to go back to Oliver's apartment. We need to get on this iPad and figure out what Maggie S stands for. So they take off. Everyone's after them. It's just legitimately 10 minutes of like heart pumping. Like, this is crazy. And it keeps going. So they get to the apartment back at Oliver's place. People are scaling up the side of the building. People are trying to shake down the door. Like, alarms are going off. Like, it is so much like sensory information. It's crazy.
The neighbor gets involved because he comes in to check if Oliver's okay, which obviously he's not. There's like a zombie horde of people who I guess they're just here because they're following Dent guy. It didn't seem like Coke dealer who got Scrooge money or selfie guy had the posse. I think it was just broccoli cheddar soup
just
guy.
I think so. He rolls deep with his squad.
But yeah, the neighbor checks on him. Obviously he's not okay, so then he gets involved. And then of course there's Oliver's acting teacher, who has been
Who's
squatting
squatting.
at his place, who she's more just noise than she is
Right.
physical, but she
She gets thrown into the situation. She, of
yeah.
course, is screaming and adding to the fanfare. But all the while, we're trying to get this iPad, and I think Oliver is on it, but he can't find the right email. There's too much going on, and so the Coke dealer actually runs off with the iPad, and Ron knows that's the reason I'm in this whole mess. I have to go after this guy. So Ron takes off after him. They're running through hallways and in the basement. Ron gets lost a little bit, and he actually he walks in on, I guess, the landlord or someone involved in the building having an affair, and then more nonsense ensues. So the landlord thinks that Ron is someone his wife has sent to catch him cheating, and so he starts blackmailing Ron. He's like, I need to catch you cheating. I need to have a video of you cheating. You and Gretchen need to kiss, and I'm going to video it.
And Gretchen
Naturally
loves the plan. Actually, I mean, she's
Gretchen's
all
along for the ride.
Yeah,
she's has no choice in the matter.
Yeah.
But the landlord, I think got what he needed to get. He got the video. Everything's good. Ron can continue his chase.
Which it must be noted, the landlord, another fairly bizarre looking person.
Yes. I mean, that is, I forget where I heard this, but like, that is definitely something Tim does so uniquely, is like casting. Like, he finds crazy, unique people somehow. And this episode is, a great example of it. Like, I don't know where he finds these people.
Yeah, he's screaming. There's like veins popping that I didn't really even know if I've ever seen veins in that part of the human body before.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
an insane looking character and fellow. But so Ron resumes his chase, only to immediately get knocked out by the guy with the iPad. And he wakes up in the hospital. So that at least that ends like maybe the craziest 10 minutes thus far in the series, where it's like nonstop insanity, chaos, loud. And
honestly a really good satire of like a lot of the kind of contrivances in action movies that like are really fun and just part of it. But I was reminded, like, when there's that the three mattresses that the Scrooge money Coke dealer guy kind of like sidles through, that basically like block his view for a little bit, and that's kind of how he ends up getting the wrong door and going into landlord guy with Gretchen. There's stuff like that all the time in action movies where it's like, they're chasing and he just randomly loses sight of the guy because something random, and it's just part of it. It's just a contrivance is a bit of a negative word, but it's just part of it. It's just what you accept, that this is how action movies go. And I thought this was a great satire of that. Like, somehow they all end up comedic. So
it was good, and definitely, like, I don't know, the most action packed, most memorable scene for me, at least. It's like, wow, so much happens, so much conflict. So he wakes up in the hospital, and this is now the next day, and he lets Mike in because he says, that's my brother. So maybe they've trauma bound because of this insane experience. But Ron does indeed have a concussion, and the nurse says, we also found some like residual fluid in your brain. Have you had any other head trauma incidents lately? And he, of course, has, from his brother Mike.
Yes. Episode 1, the end of episode 1. Yeah.
Right. From episode 1 with the pipe. So the nurse says, back-to-back concussions. If you get another, this could actually really be bad. So maybe lay low.
And we're recording this, it might be said during the NFL season. So, timely. T. Higgins,
topical, timely.
Maybe shouldn't play until the playoffs, maybe.
Right.
Puka Nacua last night said he doesn't believe in concussions. So that's another, I don't know,
that's a
piece of information to add that you can decide for yourself what you think there.
It does seem, I mean, this is not backed by science at all. It seems like some people have a much higher.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It takes a lot more for them to get head trauma, and some people have a bit of a softer head,
Sure.
so to speak. Like I could see, like I don't know if Cam Scatterbo could get a concussion. I think his head is made of concrete.
It is worth mentioning some of the Puka Nacua comments might be actually an underlying.
Right.
He's had a lot of concussions, and that's why he's saying this stuff. But no, I mean, yeah, if you've got a dent in your head, especially, I imagine you're extra susceptible. So I don't disagree.
No, yeah. So if you're an NFL player listening to or watching the Chair Company, like heed that advice. It could be bad. So yeah, she kind of tells him to lay low, and Ron wants Mike to take the phone because he is now somewhat aware that Natalie's been tracking him. She made that known earlier in the episode when she calls and says, "Dad, I thought you were in Canton," and he's like, "I am," even though he's not.
Yeah.
So he wants Mike to take that phone away. We don't want Natalie to know I'm in the hospital. Later, Mike takes Ron home. Nice guy, nice brother, and they wake up he wakes up to Mike talking to his daughter Lynette, who's a new character, and he's talking at the door of some house. And Mike gets back in the car, and they kind of have a nice heart-to-heart about how Mike wishes he was a better partner, a better father, and they're bonding a bit, Mike and Ron.
It's no longer transactional. Importantly, Mike is like, "Don't pay me anymore."
Yeah.
Which, do you have a number in mind of like, what do you think Mike was getting paid? Because a lot of this was downtime, especially the outside, outside the house kind of watchdog.
Did they really say exactly what was he paying him to just be his security? Paying him to like, he's kind of his chauffeur. Also, he ends
be
up
his investigative buddy, I guess.
Yeah, like I mean, maybe it's could be hourly, could be lump sum.
$20 an hour.
I have no idea.
That'd be a lot. That would have. I mean, I don't know.
Ron is willing to invest in his safety and security, so maybe he views it as that.
We have seen that. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, so you're right. Mike offers to stop getting, being paid for these services. Ron says it's his job, still want to pay you, but they definitely have a bit of a moment. So Ron returns to work, and he's definitely having a bit of like a sober moment of, like I have two back-to-back concussions. He's maybe thinking a little bit further into this and his safety. And as he returns to work, there's like an explosion as they break ground on the mall, I guess. Not sure if the symbolism there's got to be something, but he wanders off around the corner. Maybe, I don't know if the explosion messed with his head, but he wanders off, and Jamie, his assistant, is definitely onto him. She's making note that he's being weird again. So definitely something to look out for. And then later on that night, Ron is texting Mike. They have another kind of cute moment as they say goodnight, and that Ron made it home safe. And Mike is heading to bed, but he needs to watch a show with Scrooge, notably,
for a little bit. Yeah. Yes, Scrooge is
watching Scrooge
thinking
spin-off show, and one of the most absurd moments like I can remember, like an actual jump scare.
Yes,
that is how they chose to end the episode, is with that imagery of Scrooge.
And it is HBO, I think, historically was always the network, at least that in my view of it, that would kind of push the limits of like what we were down to watch. Like, very easy examples like Game of Thrones. People, very famously, people are
good amount of nudity,
nudity, a lot of, and some like prolonged stuff, and I guess what I'm saying with that is like, the concept of pushing it a little farther, it isn't that surprising just because it's HBO, but it feels like I don't know. This does not exactly feel like the cultural time, maybe political, maybe social, whatever. It feels like there's a lot of kind of reversion. It doesn't feel like we're in a very edgy culture right now. We're kind of doing a lot of like reverting to like traditional themes, and you know, for better or for
Right.
worse. I'm surprised that this happened. Obviously, obviously because it's shocking and they want you to be shocked. But like in the bigger picture sense, I was surprised by this. But maybe a lot of the people who are really into that kind of thing wouldn't have gotten even 5 episodes into the show anyway. So
yeah, I mean, it absolutely caught me off guard, like in a way I can't remember being caught off guard by a show. Like, I don't know. Was that ever spoiled for you? Like, did you ever see anything about that on the internet?
I only knew that something crazy happened in episode 5,
Okay.
and so I was still a little bit thinking about something, but like also the chase sequence and everything that we talked about in the
Crazy
apartment.
stuff happened, so like, yeah, you don't know what they're. Yeah,
it's hard, and so no, I was not expecting to see an erect penis on my on my home TV screen.
No,
assumedly prosthetic, but who can say, for real?
Right. And but that's how they end the episode. Like, I think weirdly an appropriate ending, because that episode's a lot of chaos. Like, yeah, maybe appropriate is not the right word, but fitting, or I don't know.
No, anyways. You're good. Anything can be fitting in this show. They can. Right, I could be convinced of anything. And the serene music playing on top of it really kind of, I don't know.
That's right. That's a good. That was one of the better songs. You know, the one that sticks out in my head of like it. This song was from this show. But yeah, so like an episode, I think chaotic is the only way I can think to describe it. Like,
and maybe the shortest I think of the season so far, 25 minutes, maybe. Like, oh yeah, short and sweet. You know, they pack it in.
They do. But we didn't gain a ton of ground on the overall, you know, I guess plot of it, but we kind of gained some depth and some breadth of like, okay, this really might be fewer people involved maybe than we think. Like, all these other people who we've looped in aren't necessarily part of it. They're just kind of innocent bystanders, such as Mr. Oliver. But we do have a new person that we're kind of after, this Maggie S. lady. So we're waiting on Oliver to get to the bottom of this email or remember. But that's what we have going forward.
The main thing that I am still confused about, and I know you can't react too much to this just because you've watched ahead more. In episode 1, he still clearly goes to a large Tekka, which at that point we believed that warehouse was Tekka. Now we know it's kind of Red Ball Market Global, Red Ball Marketing Group, whatever. That was still a large warehouse. It was not a one-man kind of operation. So there's clearly still some scale or substance behind this that it feels like every time we feel like we're going to get that layer deeper, like you said, we've kind of been pushed aside. Like, that's not, they don't actually know anything. They don't actually know anything. And each lead kind of goes nowhere, but a warehouse isn't cheap. So it's something. And that's, I think, my main question that I'm curious about Maggie S, but bigger than that, that's what I'm kind of thinking about.
No, I think certainly they have done nothing to get to the bottom of that. We just, like you said, every offshoot we keep running into dead ends.
Yeah.
So I guess we got to just keep on watching.
So here's my final question that I'd like us to conclude with. I would like you to power rank the hangs of the kind of 6 people that we've really spent time with, not including Ron. So if you're Ron, you're hanging with this person. So we have Mike, we have his family members, and I'm going to include Tara in that, soon to be wedded family member. So Tara, Nat, Seth, and Barb. And then we'll put in Oliver there as well. Our kind of guy we met this one. Who'd your one seed be if you're going to hang out with someone for a whole day?
I mean, as of right now, like the family members, I think are the top tier. Like I think I'd probably go like Natalie, Seth, and Barb or something
Cool
of that nature. They seem like
I think that's a good three.
People.
And then we get into rough tier here.
And we get
Tara,
into
Mike, and
I do
Oliver.
think Tara is probably going to be the last for me. I don't enjoy my time with her as is. I don't necessarily want more time with her.
You don't like how she was, supporting Barb, and if they don't invest in your company, and she's clearly she's loyal.
She's loyal. That she is loyal.
And they could talk shop about malls. That's a
right. Yeah, right.
So if you want to get into that,
okay, no, those are really good points.
But you can. Someone's got to go to the bottom. So
yeah, no, yeah, maybe all these people are awesome hangs. Someone's just got to go on the bottom. Sure. And then I think between Mike and Oliver, they're both interesting. I'll probably go Mike first. Like he's given us some. Now Mike's loyal. We know Mike's loyal. Oliver seems fun, but like maybe that shtick would get old where I ask you a question and you put on a performance. I think that might get old after a few times.
A Shakespearean situation every time we do anything. And, the Coke, the Coke buddy.
Stealing
maybe
Coke.
He's fun for 10 minutes, but yeah, I think for a day, you're like, all right, dude, let's tone it down.
I think that's probably how I'm going to go. So I'd go, Natalie, Seth, Barb, Mike, Oliver, Tara.
Tara Oliver over Tara.
The Coke guy. I feel pretty strongly about that.
No, that's and
what was yours?
Tara might smell like burgers. You never there's a lot of
true.
sense
a lot that can go wrong there.
A lot that can go wrong. Yeah.
What was your list? Is yours any different?
I'd probably put Barb, I think, at the top. I was maybe this is rose-colored glasses, but like they're a little scene where they're drinking and sharing business ideas after the holiday party. I was charmed by that. And then probably Nat, Seth. I'd probably do Mike, Tara, Oliver. Oliver at the bottom. You can't
get past it.
He might be someone that like if you went out to a bar or something.
Party. He's the life of the party.
You'd be stoked that he was there because you can tell your buddies about him and be like, let's watch this clown do his thing. But one-on-one time with him, I think it's gonna be.
No, that's a huge distinction for sure.
Yeah.
That I respect that order, but Tara, I just can't do it.
Get Tara at the bottom.
I'll take him over Tara. I really will. Okay, so that was episode 5. Quite the roller coaster. Got some new people to watch out for. New plot lines developing. New characters, and in the craziest way you can think of. We'll see you for episode 6.
See y'all.